Inclusiveness is all about, for us, including persons with disabilities in the works that we do. So disability inclusion is at the heart of whatever we do. If you see the magnitude or the number of persons with disabilities this country has, there is no agreement between different actors. Unfortunately, it's been already a while since we did our census, which is back in 2007. During that time, the number of persons with disabilities was only 1.1%. But it is agreed that this is not the right number, because a year before, Ministry of Health already did survey on blindness and low vision. That independent study came up with 3.6 million blind people. So you can see, the contradiction by itself. But let's take the global figures, and let's say globally there are 15% of the world population lives with one or other form of disability. Even when it comes to Ethiopia, it's more. It's almost 17.6%. You can do the maths, with 100 million plus population. And also, significant number of them live in absolute poverty. According to the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs study, about 98% of persons with disabilities live in absolute poverty. As we know, TVET is a vehicle for living out of poverty, especially the disfranchised segment of the community. When it comes to such important communities, the role TVETs would play is really higher. There are many laws that we have in this country, starting from the Constitution. Article 41.5 talks about, the government is expected to support persons with disabilities in any available means, but that phrase doesn't have operational definition. But, in a means the government has, we don't know whether it is a trillion or billion, but it puts it as like that. There are several laws. Even the 1994 Education and Training Policy talks about the educational needs of those who require special, needs. Also, the government issued equal employment opportunity, because it has, since our topic is related with also employment, there is a specific law on equal employment opportunity for persons with disabilities, which requires disability-based discrimination as illegal, and require both public and private companies to provide equal employment opportunity for people with disabilities. Also, disability-based discrimination has been highlighted even in very recent laws. Even the law which is enacted maybe 3 weeks ago, the labor law, as you might have heard, the labor law is revised. So this time it clearly puts persons with grounds on disability-based discrimination as illegal for organizations. The same with the civil service. So we have many laws which would, require organizations to promote equal employment opportunities as well as training opportunities. But when we see on the ground, we know, luckily we have people, who knows our TVET system very well, our TVET colleagues very well. The level of inclusiveness is still lagging behind. So we really need to do more besides facilitating, the training of persons with disabilities, job seekers with disabilities, to be enrolled in the TVETs, or building the capacity of the TVETs. More work needs to be done, even at the policy level, at the system level. So, looking at that gap, we've been working with the Federal TVET Agency, starting from back in 2014, 2013, so it took us very long to come up with something concrete as a disability expert organization working on this area, and also targeting this significant minority group. Luckily, we came up with this guideline. This is a new guideline which will support TVETs and other relevant actors up until from the federal TVET agency level up to the Warada level, their roles to be played to effectively include persons with disabilities. So I would say this is a guiding document, and it has not been really, launched. It will be launched very soon, maybe, at the end of this week. We are working on it. Very interesting things in this document are like the federal TVET agency would be required, to have high-level TVET advisory panel where they would plan, they would budget, also follow up on inclusive, TVET activities. Also, it requires colleges to designate disability inclusive education and training coordinator. As per this document, the vice dean will be playing that kind of role. So it means a lot. It will be managed by high level. So there are some, also it requires TVETs to establish resource centers, so that they can provide services whenever needed by trainees with disabilities. Okay, noted.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so let me finalize. So, I just wanted to really talk much about this document is because without the involvement of key people like you, who are practitioners on the ground, who are, professionals, this would be a paper tiger if it is not implemented. No better than other laws, which we have been really advocating for. So I really request you all to really try to, promote it. If need be, make use of it. And also, so we will work with the agency to roll out to, so that it will get to every one of you. Thank you so much.